You were the best they ever had. Let that sink in. Not just the best they ever had, the best they will ever have. Because what they had with you wasn't ordinary. It was rare. It was divine alignment. It was a blessing that most people only pray for and never receive. But here's the thing about human nature. People often crave the glitter more than the gold. They confuse new with better. They fall for illusion instead of recognizing the treasure standing right in front of them. You gave your heart. You were loyal. You were genuine. You poured into them with love, patience, and understanding. You didn't come to take. You came to give. You gave a light where there was darkness, calm where there was chaos. You brought stability into their storm. And at first, they saw it. Oh yes, they did. They knew exactly what they had. They called you a blessing. They bragged about you. They said things like, "I've never met anyone like you." But over time, their ego got in the way. Familiarity made them blind. They began to treat your presence like it was guaranteed. They started chasing distractions, the shiny objects, the temporary thrills that sparkle for a moment but fade fast. They had treasure in their hands, but they traded it for glitter. They had diamonds and they settled for dust. And now they're paying the price. Because you, my friend, were the real thing. And the real thing doesn't come twice. When you walked into their life, light entered their world. It was as if the universe opened a window and said, "Here, this one will help you grow. This one will love you purely. This one will elevate you." But instead of growing, they got greedy. Instead of nurturing the connection, they sabotaged it. They thought the grass would be greener somewhere else, but all they found was dirt. Now they're out there, lost, chasing reflections of you in other people. Every person they meet reminds them of what they had and lost. They're searching for your laughter, your loyalty, your energy, but it's nowhere to be found. Because you're irreplaceable. You're one of one. And deep down, they know it. Right now, they may be smiling on the surface, pretending everything's fine. But behind that mask is a heavy heart. They scroll through their phone, hover over your name, wonder if they should reach out. They type messages and delete them. They check your social media to see how you're doing. And that's when it hits them again. You're glowing. You're at peace. You're advancing. The same person they once took for granted is now untouchable. They can't understand how you kept rising after they tried to break you. They thought losing them would destroy you, but instead it awakened you. It made you stronger, wiser, more focused. They thought you'd be stuck, crying over them forever. But now you're out here smiling in sunlight while they're stuck in the shadow of their choices. That's karma in motion. You see, they are what many people only dream of. Someone real, honest, faithful, and grounded. Someone who understood the law of giving and receiving. Someone who was willing to grow with them, not compete against them. But they broke the law of reciprocity. They only wanted to take. They mistook your kindness for weakness. And the universe doesn't bless those who exploit divine energy. Now, the energy has reversed. The same love, time, and attention you used to pour into them are now flowing back into you. They're empty. You're full. They're restless. You're peaceful. They're stuck. You're advancing. They can't find joy because joy was connected to you. They can't find peace because peace lived in your presence. They can't find stability because you were the anchor holding everything together. They thought they were leaving you, but what they actually left was their blessing. They walked away from the one thing that could have changed their life for the better. And now, every time they try to build with someone else, it collapses. Nothing lasts. Every relationship feels temporary, shallow, and disappointing. Why? Because when you betray loyalty, you attract instability. The universe doesn't reward betrayal. They thought they could play games and still win. But life isn't a casino. It's a mirror. And right now, that mirror is showing them their reflection. Regret, loss, emptiness. They may even come back around, sliding into your DMs, sending casual messages, pretending nothing happened. Hey stranger, just checking on you. Remember that time? But you're not the same person anymore. The old you would have responded. The old you would have hoped they changed. But the new you, the advancing you, knows better. You can forgive them, but you won't let them back in. Because your peace is too expensive to be traded for old chaos. They had their chance. They mishandled it. Now they're watching you shine from the outside. They can't stand seeing how much you've evolved. They scroll through your pictures, your videos, your wins, trying to act like they don't care. But it burns. Because the version of you they mistreated no longer exists. You've upgraded. They can't reach this level. Not because you're better than them, but because your vibration has risen. You've ascended. You're living in alignment with your purpose, your worth, your divine flow. They're still chasing shiny objects. You're chasing peace. They're still addicted to the temporary. You've become eternal. That's why no matter how many people they meet, No matter how many relationships they start, it never feels right because energy doesn't lie, because you can't fake frequency as the breeze blows in nature, because love like yours doesn't repeat, it only teaches. You were the lesson, you were the mirror, you were the turning point that they refused to recognize until it was too late. So now they tell people about you, not to brag, but to cope. They bring up your name like a trophy they no longer have. They say, I used to be with that one, hoping others will be impressed. They tell stories to feel close to your energy again. They replay memories like reruns because you were the highlight of their life. And now that you're winning, they want the world to know they once knew you. But when you were crying, they were nowhere to be found. When you were loyal, they were disloyal. When you were loving, they were selfish. Now that you're blessed, they want proximity to your light again. But this time, they'll have to admire it from afar. Because when people lose access to someone like you, they don't get a second chance. They have to watch your glow from the outside. Through screens, through stories, through what ifs. And that's how divine justice works. The Most High doesn't punish. The universe teaches through experience. They taught you through heartbreak. And now, they're being taught through regret. What they gave you, that pain, that betrayal, became your fuel. It awakened your power. It turned your heartbreak into high vibration. You're glowing because you healed. You're advancing because you released what was holding you back. You're winning because you refused to stay bitter. Now the very thing they tried to destroy has become your biggest strength. You became your own closure. You became your own rescue. You became your own miracle. So let them talk. Let them reminisce. Let them tell people they used to know you. Because they did. The old you. But the new you is untouchable. You've stepped into your power. You've realized your worth. You've embraced your calling. And now, every success you achieve, every door that opens, every blessing that manifests, is divine confirmation that losing you was the biggest mistake. You don't need revenge. You don't need to prove anything. Your success is your proof. Your peace is your revenge. Your glow is your testimony. Now I want you to type this in the comments to affirm it. I'm irreplaceable. I was the blessing. Say it again. Let your energy feel it. I was the blessing. I'm irreplaceable. Because that's the truth. You were never the problem. You were the mirror showing them what real love looks like. And they couldn't handle it. So now, as you continue to rise, Stay focused on your path. Stay in gratitude. Keep advancing. Every great thing coming your way is proof that letting you go was the biggest loss of their life. And when they see you living your best life, smiling, thriving, shining, that's when they'll finally understand you were never just another person. You were the best they ever had. If this message resonates with you, smash that like button for the algorithm. Type advancing in the comments if you're living the advancing life. I said they'll never find another like you. You're the best they ever had. You see, when you're chosen, when your energy is rare, when your heart is genuine, you automatically become unforgettable, even to the people who mistreated you. They may have laughed when they walked away, thinking they upgraded, but now they're haunted by memories of you. They remember your voice, that calm, grounding tone that brought peace into their chaos. They remember your laughter, how it made dark days brighter. They remember how you cared, how you listened, how you understood them when no one else did. You were their mirror, their healer, their balance. But they weren't ready for someone real. See, when someone is operating at a low vibration, they can't sustain high frequency energy. You were vibrating on love, truth, and growth. They were vibrating on lust, ego, and illusion. So of course, the connection became too much for them. Your light exposed their shadows. You showed them what authenticity looked like, and it scared them. You showed them what accountability felt like, and they ran. Because to be with you meant they had to rise. But they weren't ready to rise. They were addicted to the comfort of chaos. So they went back to what was familiar. Manipulation, drama, shallow connections. They chose comfort over growth. And comfort has consequences. Now the same patterns they used to run from, accountability, those same patterns are chasing them. They're meeting versions of themselves in every new connection. People who lie to them, betray them, ghost them, use them. Why? Because that's the vibration they operated in when they hurt you. What goes around doesn't just come around, it multiplies. They're living inside their own lesson now. They tried to teach you pain, but pain became your awakening. They tried to block your blessing, but your blessing multiplied. They tried to break your spirit, but your spirit expanded. You're walking proof that divine reversal is real. Every day, they wake up trying to fill the void you left, but it doesn't work. Because no one brings that divine mix of peace, power, and presence like you do. They might find someone attractive, but they won't find connection. They might find someone who looks good on paper, but not someone who feels like home. They might find excitement, but not stability. Because you were the combination of it all. Beauty and depth, softness and strength, passion, and purpose. And once someone experiences that, everything else feels empty. This is why they're drawn back to your energy, even if they don't reach out directly. They can't stop thinking about you. You show up in songs, in dreams, in random moments of quiet. You became the one they can't forget, the one that got away. And as the truth, they didn't just lose a partner, they lost alignment, they lost favor, they lost access to a divine connection that was meant to elevate them. You were the open door to a higher vibration, but they closed it. And once a divine door is closed, it doesn't reopen for the same energy that disrespected it. They must evolve first, and most don't. Now let's talk about you, because this isn't just their story, it's your awakening. What they didn't destroy you, it refined you. It forced you to remember your worth. It showed you what you no longer tolerate. You stopped begging for bare minimums. You stopped proving your value. You stopped trying to heal people who refuse to take accountability. You shifted from chasing love to becoming love. And that's where everything changed. The glow up they're watching now is not just physical, it's spiritual. You learn that self-love isn't selfish, it's sacred. You learn that your peace is priceless. You learn that your energy is currency. And once you understood that, you stopped discounting yourself. Now, life feels different. You're walking lighter. You're talking differently. There's a calmness around you because you know who you are now. You're no longer seeking validation, you're embodying it. You're no longer chasing, you're attracting. And that's what drives them crazy. They can sense it. Even if you haven't spoken in months or years, your energy still speaks. They feel it when you're doing well. They feel it when you level up. They feel it when your name is mentioned in rooms they can't access anymore. Because once you touch a soul, your energy leaves a fingerprint, and yours is eternal. Some of them will try to return, but this time, they'll come disguised as changed. They'll say things like, "I've been thinking about you," or "I miss our bond." But remember, growth isn't proven through words. It's revealed through energy. You don't have to hate them. You don't even have to block them. Just observe. Because when your vibration is high, you can see right through illusion. You don't need to prove you've moved on. Your peace speaks louder than any response ever could. Let them wonder why you're not reacting. Let them sit in the silence they created. Let them feel what you felt when they chose the shiny object over your soul. That silence, that distance, that's your closure. Every time they see your progress, every blessing that unfolds in your life, it's a reminder of what they lost. They don't even understand how you're still standing, how you're still smiling, how you're thriving after all that pain. But that's the thing about divine souls. We rise through what others sink in. We don't crumble, we transform. They thought the breakup, the betrayal, the rejection would break you. But instead, it built a version of you that they can't even access anymore. The one who cried for them no longer exists. The one who pleaded for love has turned into a walking manifestation of power. You outgrew their level. You outgrew the lesson. And now, they're realizing they didn't just lose you. They lost access to your light. Let me tell you this. Never feel guilty for moving on. Never feel guilty for healing. Never feel guilty for choosing peace over pain, because that's your birthright. To advance, to evolve, to ascend. You're not required to shrink to make someone comfortable with your growth. You're not required to reopen doors you've already walked through. The version of you that tolerated nonsense had to die for the version of you that's winning to be born. And right now, the universe is proud of you. God is proud of you. You've reclaimed your energy. You've reclaimed your focus. You've stopped chasing people. And now abundance is chasing you. You've stopped waiting for apologies. And now blessings are flooding in. You stopped needing closure because peace became your closure. They're out there saying there are no good people left, but that's not true. There are. They just destroyed the one who loved them most. They didn't realize that when they disrespected you, they were disrespecting divine energy. They rejected what was meant to save them. They mocked what was sent to heal them. And now they sit in regret while you sit in peace. They can't sleep at night. They replay the last words you said. They scroll through old messages. They stare at your pictures, not out of nostalgia, but out of deep realization. They finally see it. You were the blessing. You were the gift. You were the one. But now, that season is over. Your story has shifted from heartbreak to triumph, from tears to testimony, from pain to power. And you're only getting started. Because every time someone walks out, the universe sends someone better in alignment with your frequency. Your new season isn't about chasing love. It's about receiving it. It's about attracting people who see you, respect you, and match your vibration. The kind of love that doesn't drain you. It energizes you. The kind that doesn't confuse you. It brings clarity. The kind that doesn't compete with your purpose. It complements it. That's what's next for you. So keep your heart open, not to the past, but to divine timing. Now I want you to affirm this with me in the comments below. I was the blessing, and now I'm the miracle. Say it again. I was the blessing, and now I'm the miracle. Because that's your truth. The universe didn't allow that relationship to end to punish you. It ended to position you. To position you for the next level of your destiny. You're not just moving on. You're being elevated. You're not just healing. You're being crowned. Your glow up isn't just physical, it's prophetic. It's the universe saying, this one learned the lesson. And those who let you go will now watch you rise. Let them watch. Let them talk. Let them reminisce. You owe no one an explanation. You owe yourself peace. Your only job now is to keep advancing. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially. Because the more you rise, the more it confirms the truth. They lost something divine. They didn't just lose a person, they lost an experience of heaven on earth. And while they're haunted by memories, you're creating new ones. While they're stuck in regret, you're walking in abundance. While they're asking, what if? You're living. What's next? So keep shining, advancing man. Keep rising, advancing woman. Your story is proof that divine justice is real. You didn't lose anything. You were the gain. And because you kept your heart pure, the universe will keep blessing you. You'll love again, deeper, healthier, freer. You'll trust again, not because you're naive, but because you're wise. You'll smile again, not because you forgot the pain, but because you mastered it. They'll never find another you, because there is no other you. If this message resonated, hit that like button for the algorithm. Drop advancing or I was the blessing in the comments. And share this with someone who needs to be reminded of their worth. I'm sending you loads of positive energy, peace energy, abundance energy, and unstoppable advancement energy. Keep glowing, keep thriving, keep advancing, because you, my friend, are the best they ever had. My name is Manchas. This is the Advancing Channel. One love, God bless, and all the best.